lot of people think that, barbering is just about making money, the networking, building a name for yourself, and yeah, them blessings. But I had to realize one day, that this gift wasn't just for me. The cuss is cool, you know, it's a smooth experience, the money can be helpful. But what barbering really gave me was access. I've been a part of a lot of people's stories in their life, from the weddings, the divorces, kids being born, funerals, job promotions, job interviews, you know, they breakdowns and they breakthroughs. And one day it hit me that, this wasn't just a career for me, it was a calling. And I even got that from one of my OGs, for real. You know, people have sat in that chair and, poured their story out to me. And I've sat there to have to pour it back into them. And not because I had all the answers, but I've lived enough to share the lessons that I've been through. A younger client once asked me like, hey Juan, can I talk to you about something? And the craziest thing is when I hear somebody say Mr. Juan, that just kind of throw me off because I don't think I'm that old. But that's when I realized that sometimes the closest thing that, you know, to therapy somebody even got, and I'm big on going to therapy, I'm an advocate for that. But it's them going to their barber, especially for us black men. That's been part of the culture in the community. We weren't raised to open up, but the barbershop became that safe space for a lot of us. And yeah, barbering pay the bills, but God is the one who actually placed me in that room. They also put me in other rooms. I've learned from mentors, I've met through the craft that, they taught me business, taught me about life, but some of the best ones, they even pushed me closer to God. And now that I see it, that the real success isn't just, like giving somebody a clean cut. It's about helping them walk out better than when they came in, from your mental and your emotional. And that's what being a barber really is, at least for me. And I hope a lot of y'all can feel that way. That it's not about being the best in your city, or just the most famous person and doing it for clout, but it's about being present, for the people that God trusts you with, because He's also trusting you to serve them. That is the career. You ain't just shaping hair. You shaping lives, the community, and for some people, even their identity when they come to you. The chair has always been something that, it's a sacred thing. It's something that you just shouldn't take for granted. It's a privilege every time somebody sit down and trust you to take care of them. And once you see it for what it is, you stop chasing the clout, and you just gonna continue to move with purpose every step of the way. All right, y'all be smoking.